In this video, I'm going to show you how I hold the machine, how it helps me in my work, little things and details on what I do. Okay, look guys, I prefer to work with a thicker RC cord because these cords are a little bit more, overall, they don't break that fast and they're a little bit more reliable as far as like how the current goes into the machine. But because it's thick, sometimes artists struggle with this part. So what you can do here, if this really annoys you, right? Like you're like, oh my God, this is so hard, it pulls. And then I see artists also do this. Oh my God, absolutely not. Because you touch the cord, the body fluids go in your hair, on your neck. Oh, no. I don't do this, okay? So I don't touch the cord. I don't put it anywhere around. No, that's cross-contamination to me. I don't want my client's body fluids on me. No. So what I do, when I work, I always notice that a lot of artists don't even pay attention to this, or maybe they're not taught. They have the cord in front of them. And then when you work, the cord is right here in front of you. So then you're like this, and then you're gonna go home in this position as well, right? So I put the cord always behind my hand. And it's not only behind here, it's not like too much behind here, no, just right there. It's just behind this way. And then I can work, and then it's like this, like behind, and it works really good for me. But it's always behind my hand. It's never in front of my hand, okay? That's number one. So that's number one. If you're very annoyed by this and you feel like it gives you just, you're annoyed, then you can find an RC8 that has like an L shape end. And this way, it's gonna be a little bit easier. So you're not gonna have this type of situation anymore. The only thing why I don't like this one, I mean, it's so cool. It's so like done, made very well. However, it's heavy. And I don't want any weight on the top. So if you can find one that is not metal, not so heavy, then it's okay. Because this one like definitely adds weight, and I can see when I work, I don't like it. I would already prefer that because this one is way lighter weight than this one. But L shape is for those that are completely annoyed. So now you see the cord goes that direction and it's easier. So you can do this. You can find an L shape end of the RC cord. Now let's go back. So the cord is behind. Now, how do we hold the machine in our hand? Is going to make a world of difference. Let's talk about this. I see artists that hold the machine high, and therefore you're gonna have the wrong angles, and you're gonna not understand why your pixels are not small, they're kind of fatty, you deposit deep, is because you just have your fingers too high on the machine. So it's nice, ideally, if the machine kind of sits in between these two fingers, right? So it's like sitting in here, and that's how you put your fingers on the machine. Now the thumb, so again, the machine is like right in here, in between. And then the thumb cannot be like somewhere higher, too high here, cannot be too low here, like this, not either, because you don't have the control. The thumb could be slightly higher. When we put the thumb, we don't want to have this closure, like this is a no. So we want to have, in general, our working fingers are those ones. It's not the 3 fingers, it's just this 2. So realize that these 2, those are the ones that move the machine. The thumb just doesn't allow it to fall. However, the thumb does not participate in the movement. So if you see that your thumb participates in the movement, we need to make sure that we just break it. But overall, just don't put it to work. Try to kind of relax it and work hard, because if you want to create just insane, beautiful foxy liners, please, let's change some habits here. Let's start this, let's start changing some habits right here before we go deeper into the class. So when we work, you see my thumb, it's there, but does not participate. And the fingers are here. That's another important thing. And I would love, while you're watching this video, to rewatch this video multiple times, analyze what you do. Maybe take a video of your own hand, then watch how your hand moves, so then you can start making some changes. If your finger is here, but this one is like right here, and you work like this, that's not good. Make sure that you put these two fingers, they're kind of, you see, in the same type of place right here. Another mistake, or not mistake, but like a habit, is when artists have these two fingers on the machine, right? They're like this. They're right there. They're on the machine. Why this is not good is because now you cannot put your pinky down to really have the support. If I have the machine in between the index and the middle finger, now I can put the pinky down and I can work. So I call this finger the abs of my hand when I touch you. And this finger is not somewhere there. This finger does not participate. This finger is not like somewhere there. Again, it's in between these two, and this finger is inside. Is the abs. It keeps the hand there. Now, when we practice, a lot of artists practice like this. They have their wrist on the table and they practice. In this position, your hand, it's very like limited. You cannot do a flowing, beautiful stroke, right? So what's important? When you start practicing, the fingers are here, you notice the abs are there, the pinky is here. Now talking about the pinky ideally to be in front of your needle. So you see, because also we're going to stretch with the pinky, we need it. If the pinky is here, your machine collapses, doesn't have the support. If the pinky is inside, same thing. You do not stretch with it, so the pinky, try for the pinky to be in. Now, another thing. So when we want to practice, and I would love, if you don't do this yet, I would love you to notice your own self. You place, and instead of having this dead like wrist on the table like super hard, lift the wrist, have your elbow as your support, right? The support. Also, when you practice, don't practice like this. Don't practice like this where your elbows are in the air or like even below the table. No. The elbow is on the table, the pinky is on the table, the wrist is off the table. Only this way you're going to be able to have that flowing, those flowing strokes, those flowing pixels, only this way. So practice and make sure that your thumb does not participate. If your thumb participates, no. So it's just these two fingers, the abs are there, the pinky is right in front. So another thing, when we move the machine, we have to, this is the finger that moves the machine, right? Like this is the finger that moves it. We don't move like this. Those are not good strokes. And if on the brows is okay, you make a mistake, you don't see it. On lips, on eyeliner shading, we will see it. So we need to work just like little butterflies with the little wings, right? That's how your hand should work, like a little butterfly wing. Da, 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 da. Not like not like this. So if this is the movement that you do, right? If you work with your wrist, especially that on the table, and your wrist moves like this, that's a no. So this is the movement that we want. We want the wrist off the table, and that's how we're gonna do the most beautiful strokes. So please observe yourself. Your homework after this lesson is to put the phone on the side, hold the machine, move your hand, and notice how do you do it. Do you do it with your fingers just like a butterfly, or do you do it, I don't know, who's this doing it this way? What animal? But anyway, if you do this, if you're doing this, no. So please put the phone, observe yourself, and let's change some habits. I know it's not going to be easy, but it's okay. We are here in the long run. We have a long game ahead of us, okay? Thank you so much for watching until the very end.